Now we move on to our next news. US President Donald Trump has called on the Federal Reserve to immediately cut interest rates, claiming consumer prices are low and Americans need economic relief now. He accused the Fed of moving too slowly in a series of statements. Trump also announced a new trade deal with Indonesia, describing it as a great deal for everybody, though no details have been released yet. On the other hand, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum is warning of retaliatory steps if Mexico and the US fail to reach a trade agreement before August 1st deadline. Sheinbaum says Mexico will announce other measures if tariff talks with Washington break down. She has also criticized new US duties on Mexican tomato imports, calling them unfair and damaging to farmers. She expects to unveil a new action plan with tomato producers and agricultural groups next week. Now, we are joined by Raymond Vickery. He's a former U.S. Assistant Secretary of Commerce, joining us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you, Raymond, for joining us today. Welcome to NewsX World. Thank you. What are the Federal Reserve's typical criteria and processes for adjusting interest rates? Is it being followed this time as well?
Well, thanks very much for having me. The Fed, of course, under U.S. law, is to perform an independent function, keeping in mind two things. One, keeping inflation low, and two, keeping employment high. So this is a balancing function which has been performed very well, particularly since World War II. Trump sees a different way of approaching the U.S. economy, and particularly the interest rate, and that is what is in it for him now. And he has continually pressed for a increase in lending by lowering the Fed rates and destroying the independence of the Federal Reserve. The latest inflation rates for the month of June show that his policy of tariffs is starting to bite in the United States, and the inflation rate is going up. Therefore, there needs to be an independent balancing performed by the Fed to keep inflation from going through the roof. Trump does not see it that way. His perspective is that of a real estate developer, and if he can get cheap loans in the hands of people, that that he will make money, and that it will be in his personal interest. This, of course, should not be the perspective of the United States president, who has obligations other than what's in it for him right now, but obligations to the welfare of the entire country, including those in the lower economic stratus of the United States. So this is a distressing development that Trump is keeping on, trying to destroy the independence of the Fed, and it will not redound well.
And Raymond, can you... Thank you very much, Raymond, for joining us today and sharing your insight as a former U.S. Assistant Secretary of Commerce. Now we move on to